I recently read an article where a woman was talking about when she was in junior high and she was taking a writing class and she was complaining to her teacher about how the newspaper never wrote stories that reflected her. She was a black woman. She said they never talked about me or like my experiences. And this gentleman told her, if you are not going to write something, right, you write a piece that goes into this paper and then there'll be stories about you. If you're not going to write stories, then you cannot come here to complain anymore. And essentially, I took that as if you're not going to do anything about it, then what is the point of complaining? What's the point of complaining? What are you doing about it to make the situation better? Hey, welcome to my channel. This is Spirit Soul Sense, information for your soul. And after the George Floyd protests happened, after more and more videos about police killing black people have, risen, been blasted on the media, I think it's fair to say that everyone knows racism is alive and well, that structural racism is there, the remnants of all of the policies and laws and practices that have been enacted for decades are still affecting us in 2021. That is a fact. It's a fact. I know some people don't get it, don't believe it, and I'm wondering, do we beat people over the head with information and then they change their minds? Is that how it works? No, I don't think that's how it works. I think that a lot of the information out there about racism, about structural racism, about oppression, about trauma, about colorism are being circulated among the same people over and over. Which is why I feel like it's not very helpful to continually talk about race on my channel. I think my viewers know racism is alive and well, but it's not going to stop you from doing whatever it is that you want in your life, because we have abundance mindsets and you can do whatever you want. Like if you have a thought, if you have a dream, like I believe that if you have that inside of you, then you can achieve it. There are just things that you have to do, and it's going to be hard because achieving anything is hard. I don't care if you're a white man. Achieving anything that you want that's grand is a difficult thing. So sometimes it frustrates me that we harp on the same things over and over and over again. I think black people in America know very keenly, decisively, what the experience is like here in America and what it's like to be, for people to have prejudice against you, to people to do things that they may not even know is racist, that they will just do things because this is the society that we live in. And I love that our policymakers, our activists are on the ground making change. But I wonder in the conversations that we have with ourselves, what is the purpose of continually having these same conversations amongst ourselves? Because I really just think it feeds into more of a woe is me mindset. I don't, we get it, we get it. What more is there for us to talk about? Unless the thinking is that if we talk about it amongst ourselves, then we'll talk about it enough that the powers that be will help us. My healer says the black people in America are in an abusive relationship with America. And I feel like I've seen it so clearly. Like there's a quote that says, you are not responsible for the harm that someone else caused you. Like if your parents abused you or you were molested, you are not responsible for the horrible things that those people did to you, but you are responsible for your own healing. And I feel like black people have been asking, demanding even, that their abuser own up to and be held accountable for the things that they've done, when I'm just like, but people in power just don't give it up. And people who have done wrong things are very rarely going to admit and then do their own reparations to do it. I do think one day that black people in America will get reparations. However, I think right now in 2021, it's much more important to let go of needing your oppressor to save you and do your own saving. Do your own saving. Which is why, it's just so mind-boggling to me that people continue to uphold very clearly black, I'm thinking of Sean King and something like black influencers black scholars, Umar Johnson, who so clearly have not done what they said they were going to do for the black community. There are so many other wonderful people. If you're interested in like community work within your community, I'm very sure that there is a group that's organizing that is helping people, actively helping people. And I just wonder, is there a way we could uplift some of those people instead of continually giving attention to the people who've done nothing or who've harmed, even who've harmed? At this point, another one of my many unpopular opinions, I just really think mindset work is what needs to happen in the black community. And there's so many people, honestly, who are working to do this. And I want their voices to be amplified. I want their examples of what the possibility can be for black people in America. That a significant percentage of black people in America do not have to be poor. Do not have to be poor. But it's very difficult to not be poor when you've had generations of poor people. Waiting for the government to step in and save you, I really think is just not... Has it worked? Has it worked? Has it worked? Because the whole welfare program has not helped as much as they thought it would help. And not just black people, white people, like groups across America. And honestly, I it's a struggle, right? Because so much of my research when I was in school was done on at-risk youth, looking at the effects of poverty. But then I had transitioned to looking at resilience, looking at grit, looking at what is it that helps people prosper and succeed despite their surroundings, and how do we replicate that as many times over as possible. And people will want to go on and on about a bonnet or wigs. I don't like, to me, those things are so small. Those things are symptoms of a greater problem. And so if there was a way that we could attack the greater problem by increasing financial literacy, by allowing kids to be exposed to different lifestyles, one that doesn't involve, constant violence or a lack of resources. I know exactly what needs to be done to help solve these problems. But like I say in all my videos, almost so many of my videos, one of the greatest ways to enact change is to be the best version of yourself, to be the kindest to the people closest to you, and specifically for the black community to get your money right. Because you can't help anybody if you yourself are poor. Like, you need to be able to make enough money to support yourself, your family, and to give back to your community. That takes a lot of money, and it takes a lot of time. And black people in America have, come so far. I think it's, the success story of black Americans, the love story I have with black culture. It's amazing. But we still have so much further to go. So much further to go. But I believe in it, and I feel like one of the first things we can do is stop constantly having negative discussions about blackness and switch it over to all of the wonderful things. Because yes, raise awareness, but if you're no longer in circles where people aren't aware, what is the purpose of having that discussion? Instead, can we think of ways to elevate? To move from poverty, scarcity mindset to abundance, gratitude. Like, what is it going to take for the culture to do this shift? I'm wondering. Let me know what you think in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, share this video with someone you think it may help, and thank you for watching.